important topic: fake invoice, fake credit. And what happening? Department is now denying credit to the buyer, to the recipient, genuine and honest buyer. Supplier is non-existent. Supplier registration got cancelled with retrospective date, right? Let me come on main screen, then we will discuss. Allow me to come on main screen. So we are finding these challenges. What to be done? What is, first of all, fake invoice, fake credit? You know, this special drive, All India special drive against fake registration is going on. Why this drive is going on? Reason is very simple. We have seen number of fake registration is being taken in the past by unscrupulous person. They have used PAN card, Aadhaar card of other person, economically weaker section. They have used the forged document for the place of business, electricity bill, rent agreement, property tax receipt. And they've taken only fake registration, filing only one. But we are not paying any taxes through GST 3B. So in a supply chain, you are my buyer. You are my buyer. Assume you're my buyer. And you're purchasing from Bimal Jain. And prior to Bimal Jain, there are three parties involved. So party A, B, C is also involved. Party A has taken the fake registration. He used to only raise invoice, file GSTR1, so as credit auto-populated in 2A of B. And that credit was used by B while paying the tax through GSTR 3B. But ultimately, tax was not paid to the government, lost to the government exchequer. From this perspective, government is losing their revenue. Around, I can tell you, they have given 1,01,000 crore rupees, which is double when I look at the figure of 22-23. And with spatial drive, we are finding many information coming out on a table. There are a lot of fake registration. So they are also right from department perspective. They have issued instruction 1 dated 4th May 2023, how this special drive All India against fake registration. Another instruction number 3 dated 14 June 23 for verification and scrutiny of any new registration application. And that is going to be categorized into 3 categories: high, medium, and low. I have created one video on this particular, instruction number 3. How many of you are really on my YouTube channel? Have you subscribed my YouTube channel? Please tell me how many of you. Okay. If you have not subscribed, please take out your time and do subscribe. I have created a video and posted on my YouTube channel on this particular instruction. And through their data analytics and risk parameter, they are going to categorize. So I'm not going to discuss at length here. I'm just giving you flavor. But the challenge here is you as a buyer, you as a recipient, genuine and honest buyer and recipient, your credit is being denied. And how it is being denied? They are saying, no, it is fake credit. It is ineligible credit. You ask them, sir, why it is fake, why it is ineligible? You have all documentation from Bimal Jain, having tax invoice copy. You have received goods and services also. There is eBay bill also. There's photo of truck also. There's photo of driver also. There's Wegman slip. There is toll tax receipt. This Bimal has also filed 3B, paid the taxes. It is also auto-populated in your 2A and 2B also because I'm filing my 1. You are regularly filing GST return. Why they are saying your credit is fake? Because there is someone A in the supply chain who has taken fake registration, filed 1, did not pay taxes to 3B, and that credit is flowing in the supply chain, reaching to Bimal Jain, and Bimal Jain has used this credit while discharging the output tax. On that pretext, department is saying you will not be given credit. It is fake, ineligible. For me, this ITC course is being watched by both taxpayer and tax department, tax consultant also. My first question, what is your fault? What is your fault? You can see the transaction maximum with Bimal Jain. Can you go beyond Bimal Jain and check there was some A who has taken fake registration? Can you do that? Say yes and no. Can you do that? Say yes and no. Can't be. No way possible. No way possible. Is it not doctrine of impossibility? Tell me, is it not a doctrine of impossibility? Even I've argued before the government officials. I say, sir, before 2A came into the picture, GSTR 2A came into the picture, even you were not knowing there is someone A who has taken fake registration. Am I right in saying so? Please tell me. Until 2A came into the picture, I was telling them, sir, aapko bhi nahi malum tha. Right? But now this situation has arisen. Today, there was one meeting with the Revenue Secretary on this menace of fake registration and fake credit at GSTN office today. And we were discussing everything about what is this fake registration, fake credit. Now, let me tell you one case to all of you. Let's say you have purchased some goods in July 2018. You purchased some goods from me in July 2018. That time I filed my GSTR 1 coming in your 2A, 2B. I paid the taxes also through 3B. And we were both having active number. We both were having active number. There's some inspection search at supplier premises in 2022, December 2022, at supplier premises. And this supplier happened to be non-existent. Where is he? God knows. Or his registration got cancelled with the retrospective date from July 1, 2017. Either it is by department or maybe a case this supplier has moved for cancellation and got his registration cancelled. He has moved an application. Can your credit of this July 18 can be doubted? When you were, both of us were active number. I was filing my 1, coming in 2A, 2B, and you have all the documentation to substantiate. You have rightfully claimed the credit. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? Are you all getting my point or not? Are you all getting my point or not? This matter has gone up to Odisha High Court, Bright Star Plastic Industries Limited. Calcutta High Court, LGW Industries Limited. Followed in Sanchita Kundu and very recent judgment, Gargo Traders. I have created video on that particular, judgment also on my YouTube channel. You can go and watch. An Honorable High Court has said, unless department prove connivance, Hindi chini bhai bhai, hand in gloves, you can't deny credit. July 18, they were active number, complying with the GST law. Just because you did some verification in 2022 and because of being non-existent, can you allege that credit of July 18 become fake, fraudulent, ineligible, unless you prove connivance? From your perspective, genuine and honest buyer perspective, this is what the right judgment. Am I right? Am I right? Do you all agree with me? Do you all agree with me? Do you all agree with me? Okay. Say yes. All right. Thank you very much. You're saying yes means I'm on a right perspective. So this is what going on as on date. Challenging task with all of us together. But practical problem age, which is very much practical to all of us together. Sir, what to be done? How long this story will continue? Even government has their own problem and worry that they have not collected the tax from Mr. A. But who is responsible? Yes, they could not implement GSTR 2 and 3. Since they could not introduce GSTR 2 and 3, then automated GST return system, which was envisaged, did not take place. When it did not take place, all this mushroom kind of things which we have seen in the past has arisen. Can you put this burden on genuine and honest buyer? Are you all getting it? Are you all getting it? Am I clear to all? Secondly, when you know that there is someone faulty in the system, why can't you go and catch hold of his neck? What I've come across, I'm telling you, it's my personal experience. Department knows who is this defaulting supplier. And sometime I've seen, I'm just making this comment with the real, reservation. This defaulting supplier is known, but I've seen that action against him is not being taken, and department looking for reversal from the buyer. I do not know. I've seen in some of the cases. I may not be 100% right, but that's what I've seen. Do you all agree with this part is happening or not? Can you say that? It's happening. So very, very difficult. These situations need to be corrected. And we have to really find ways and means. We have not implemented the system in a right way. Now, since we have not implemented, we can't push genuine and honest buyer. Now, let me tell you one Supreme Court judgment in the hands of department now. It is pertaining to Karnataka VAT on genuineness of a transaction for availing credit. Ecom Coffee Global. Even in GST, burden of proof lies on recipient for availing credit. But burden of proof cannot be with doctrine of impossibility. In the Supreme Court judgment, what happened? Buyer was having tax invoice copy, and buyer has paid the payment through banking channel. But there was no other documentation to substantiate movement of goods. Honorable Supreme Court has taken cognizance of same and stated, unless you as a buyer prove there was movement of goods, Unless you substantiate with your documentation that it is genuine transaction, just having invoice copy and payment through banking channel will not hold good. You have to show case, truck number, LR copy, eBay bill, toll tax, payment slip, photographs, and everything, which I'm telling you, my buyer recipient is having, but still department is disputing because there is someone A in the supply chain who has taken the fake registration. So I do agree that what Honorable Supreme Court wanted and conveyed, but that I'm having all the documentation. Can my credit be denied? This is the issue which I'm raising here. So hope you got my point. And up to this point, am I clear to all of you? Up to this point, am I clear to all of you? Now problem. How this problem is going to be solved? This is the $1 million question. How this problem is going to be solved? $1 million question, right? Now, I'm giving you the answer. Samsuddin is asking me, sir, how to prove burden of proof. Samsuddin ji, very simple. If you have a tax invoice copy, receipt of goods or services, you can evidence by way of documentation. Somebody has written, sir, for 10 kilometers, I'm not generating eBay bill. But we have to substantiate through documentation only. You can create some document in that regard, even though eBay bill is not generated for either or region. There may be different fact and different situation, and those different fact and situation need to be dealt with the different scenarios. There cannot be standard SOP. There cannot be standard solution. Just one COVID-19 medicine given to all population. Can't be possible. Specific to the problem, we have to find the solution and we have to look at the documentation, and then we can say, are we in a position? If we are having those documentation with us, rest assured, I'm telling you, you must litigate the matter. You must litigate the matter. My submission to all of you. Do you all agree that we can't have standard answer for all the problem? Do you all agree with me or not? Please tell me. Do you all agree with me or not? We have to find that, specific to the situation. How we can resolve that. Now, I was on a point whether this problem will continue. Problem of what? Problem of what? Sometime my supplier is not filing GST R1. And it is not getting auto-populated in 2A or 2B of recipient. And 2B is now sacrosanct from 1st January 2022. Sometime my supplier is not paying the tax through 3B. Sometime, even though his status coming as a status filed, but I do not know whether he's disclosing all the invoices or not, because invoice-wise matching is not happening. So these are the challenges today. Am I right? Say yes, at least you know this part, right? You know all this part, challenge. Now from 1st October 2022, two-way communication, supplier to recipient, is being done away with, omitted. No more applicable. So relevance of section 38, 39, 41, 42, 43 pertaining to ITC matching and mismatching they have omitted pertaining to ITC matching and mismatching. Now your credit, buyer's credit, recipient credit is dependent upon supplier. So you must know your supplier. And your supplier must be tax compliant. If he's not a tax compliant supplier, then credit would be denied for you. There's no escape route. You can't carry on now. Doing business in GST, you have to really buy this mantra that my credit is dependent on supplier and supplier need to be tax compliant, then only credit is available. Otherwise, challenge. But let me tell you now, there are certain provision made in GST law which is hinting me that within 6 months to 12 months, 6 months to 12 months, you will find this problem is going to be resolved. These problems, whatever we are finding today, going to be resolved. Rest assured. 6 months to 12 months. How it is going to be resolved? Look at the first part. Sometime we find that supplier filing 1, auto-populated in 2A, 2B, but supplier is not paying the taxes to 3B. Then provision made in Rule 59, Sub-Rule 6 of CGST rule. Unless your supplier filed 3B of the preceding month, so we are in the month of June. Unless he filed 3B of May, he will not be able to file GSTR 1 of June. He will not be able to. So he has to make sure that he's filing 3B, means making payment of tax. Second situation, the supplier who used to do drama of what? Showing the outward supply of 10 lakh in GSTR 1 to pass on the credit pertaining to 10 lakh, but paying the tax only on 1 lakh, 3B. And there was difference of 9 lakh rupees. As per 75 subsection 12 explanation from 1st January 2021. This difference is going to be self-assessment tax in the hands of supplier. And it can be recovered from him without issuance of so-called notice under section 73 or 74. Those who are habitual offender, they were doing these kind of things in the past by putting extra number, passing on the credit, but not paying the taxes. Time is over. Time is over. It may happen that once or twice you can have clerical mistake, but it cannot be regular. If it happened to be regular, then time has come that department will come to know through data analytics and catch hold of the supplier who is habitual doing this mismatch. This would be self-assessment tax and can be recovered without issuance of so-called notice. Now it is being also stated that in case of mismatch between 1 and 3B, they will issue a deficiency memo in Part A of DRC 01B. And within 7 days, it is being expected. We need to answer in Part B of DRC 01B. So I'm only drawing your attention that this habitual mistake which we used to do, if it is intentional, then time has come, because through their data analytics, they will come to know that this guy is the habitual person, then recovery without issuance of so-called notice. Once or twice mistake happened. Yes, it is being allowed. Even the provision, law provision, GST law is also permitting. If you made mistake in GSTR1, let's say liability was only 1 lakh rupees, but wrongly it is mentioned as a 10 lakh rupees. It may happen, but you're not a habitual person. It may happen in some tax period. Then you have a time to rectify such omission or error under section 37 till 30th November. You're having that time. You can always communicate. So that is what I'm telling you. Hope you're getting my point, right? Am I clear to all of you? First, you tell me until second point. Am I clear to all of you until second point? Coming to the third point, that the supplier was making, undue delay. I pick up one example of April 2022. Invoice was raised in April 2022, but he did not file GSTR1, paid the taxes through 3B. He filed GSTR1 in December 23. I gave that example to you. And I asked you, can you avail credit? I asked you, right? Because it is not getting auto-populated. And I told you now your credit is dependent upon supplier. You need to keep watch in your 2B. Section 37 is now saying that this supplier need to ensure if he has to file GSTR1 for the month of June, then he has to make sure he's filing GSTR1 of May first. He has to close all the filing of May. Then only he can file GSTR1 for the month of June. So the problem, it is not getting auto-populated because he's not filing one. He can't file June till the time he file till May. And 3 years time limit is being now prescribed. Maximum 3 years. By that time, they have to file their GSTR1 of the past period. So these provisions will strengthen the process. Section 39. If I want to file 3B of June, I have to make sure I'm filing my GSTR1 first. Then only my 3B get enabled. And as I told you, 1 versus 3B mismatch, self-assessment tax. So if you look at these provision in wholesome, connecting together, I'm not saying immediately, but 6 months to 12 months, you will find that these are the problem which we are finding today. Maximum of these problem would be diluted. 100%, I have still my doubt, but still I can tell you we will have some reasonable solution way forward 6 to 12 months.